It's currently 7:56 p.m. Not too long ago, Dad finished cooking this steak. After marinating it, while some people worked to install newer windows. And these newer windows were installed roughly from the time I woke up today, around 10:30 in the morning. Possibly starting earlier than that, but I recall waking up for today around 10:30 in the morning. Getting up after 45 minutes. And around that time I heard hammering nearby. Around 11:30 in the morning, I had a peanut butter and jelly bagel sandwich that Dad made with my first cup of coffee. And then around noon, I mean around 1 p.m., Dad came up here and gave me the leftover from the pizza we got at Perry's Pizzeria Pub location. And I had the last 2 slices after he took one of the slices. With my second cup of coffee. I recall having a total of 5 cups. Five cups of plain coffee, roughly from 11:30 in the morning to about 4 p.m. from a total of 3 different coffee mugs. At Dad's place. All of which I believe were left in the fridge. Were in the fridge. The first one Dad put in before I woke up. The second and third, I believe I found. Later in our fridge. They were in plain view pretty much. Those coffee mugs. Those 2 I found in the fridge with plain coffee. And I assume those cups were reserved for me because I always have coffee plain, so it's calorie free. They first did the windows on the first floor before doing the windows on the second floor. Where I reside. During the afternoon hours, there were a couple periods of time in which Dad hung out with me here in this room for about a half hour or so. First around 1 p.m., if I recall correctly, and then around 4 p.m. because they were working on the windows in the living room and in Dad's room. And then there was a period of time in which I worked on I mean, there was a period of time in which I was on the first floor. At the spare room before the spare room, another spare room. I believe it's kind of meant to be used as a dining table area. But we don't use that area for that. In our case, it's generally used as a spare room. I recall being down there roughly from 5:15 p.m. to about 7 p.m., so primarily during the early to late evening hours. The new windows should hopefully save on energy in the long run. It's currently 11:34 p.m. Not too long ago, I uploaded the July 5 My Dinner video. I edited it roughly around 6:30, 6:45 p.m. While I was down at that spare room, and while I was there, I also had a kombucha by the Wegmans brand. Generic brand kombucha. I primarily worked on the polystyrene drawing, worked on these branches, and a bit of work here. I primarily worked on it during the afternoon hours. And I recall during the first hours of today, I played around with the new Vyond Go feature. Because I had an idea in mind that I wanted to try out on Vyond Go to see how that program worked. Here's where I am currently on City Idle. I unlocked some research technologies today, and throughout today I recall on this island, from the the late morning, afternoon hours, and the evening hours to the early night, establishing the production of beer, cloth, clothes, and then horses on this island. I set up the horses after I figured out how to go from building these rowboats to building these Cardinals, I believe they're called, according to my recollection. Here's what the main island looks like currently. Yesterday, I got an idea to check if there were any new updates for this game, City Idle, and it turns out there was a recent update, an update on July 5th, so not too long ago. So I figured there was now a sprite for the manager's office, and there was. Upon going back to this game. And here's what the second area looks like currently at 11:39 p.m. Got a harbor for every place. This area is the area that produces and exports chocolate, and this area produces and exports beer, cloth. It produces horses but doesn't export them yet. I'm not sure if you can export horses. Maybe you can. Yeah, you can. But yeah, I'll be sure to keep playing with this game. I got not too long ago, maybe an hour or so ago, I got the second hard badge for researching colonization. Though I don't really have any ideas for what to do with the lands that were unlocked by that research technology. Maybe I'll get to that point sometime soon. I like watching the people do things. The most recent thing I recall doing is getting the colonization research, and right before I did that, I set up this harbor and then this shipyard to turn this area into the island that exports chocolate to the other islands. This one and this one.